Hello squad, this is the paragraph 3 execution brief of Operation Bobcat Lightning. So to begin, we'll begin with our mission statement. We are 1st Squad of 1st Platoon Charger Company, and our mission is to attack to destroy Objective Phantom no later than 2200 of 30 August of 24 in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion main effort. I repeat, we are 1st Squad, 1st Platoon Charger Company. We are tasked to attack to destroy Objective Phantom no later than 2200 on August 30th of 2024 in order to deny influence on the battalion main effort. So we will move on to our concept sketch. So the purpose of this operation is to deny enemy influence on the battalion main effort. We will accomplish this mission by conducting a raid in the form of an infiltration. Decisive to this operation is undetected occupation of positions and initiation from our support by fire. This is decisive because it sets the conditions for a successful attack and allows us to maintain surprise, which is vital to our attack. The main risk is assumed by conducting a raid with a force that is too small to completely isolate the objective and the possibility of enemy reinforcements. This risk is mitigated by remaining undetected throughout movement and maintaining the element of surprise to avoid triggering any enemy reinforcement. So to begin, we have our main effort, which is going to be Alpha Team of 1st Squad, and they will be attacking to destroy Objective Phantom in order to deny the enemy influence on the battalion main effort. Next, we have our Bravo Team, which will be split up into 2 different security positions. And their task is to interdict in the vicinity of Objective Phantom from enemy support from any main supply routes coming from either side, and to prevent enemy intervention in any friendly attack. So, and finally, we have our last supporting element, which is going to be our gun team, and they are tasked with support by fire in order to enable the assault team to conduct operations on Objective Phantom. And then finally, we have our end state terrain. We want primary MSRs and AO Ronin to be contested, enemy North Torbian forces without accurate knowledge of our platoon composition, and the mortar firing point destroyed. Minimize civilian casualties and collateral damage to infrastructure, and friendly, the squad reconsolidated at ORP after attack. So next we can go into our concept of operations. Phase 1 is planning, which begins at the receipt of the mission and ends at the SP from our patrol base. These critical tasks include rehearsals, PCCs, PCIs, and just general preparation for the operation. Second, we have movement and infiltration, and this is going to be from the patrol base to our ORP. And critical to this phase is going to be undetected movement, LDA crossings, and maintaining communications with higher echelons. Now I will go deeper into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th concepts of the operation, or phases of the operations, and I will transition into our actions on overlay to give a better view of these 3 phases, and as well our terrain model laid out down here. So to begin with, phase 3, I'm going to go over some information that will be relevant throughout the entire operation. Beginning with some key actions we have, we need to maintain speed of movement and maintain surprise in order to not trigger any enemy reinforcements, and then overall to destroy our objective. So some targets that we have target Alpha Bravo 1000, which is going to be our linear target over here, in location UF 1130, 3230 to UF 1140 to 3212. And then we will also have a point target Alpha Bravo 1005, and our observers for both of these targets will be primary, me, your 1st squad leader, and alternate will be your Alpha team leader. Delivery for both of them, a 60mm mortar. Ammunition will be at VT at 1 RPM for 4 minutes, and then communication will be platoon net, and then company fires for your alternate. For a CASEVAC plan, our CCPs will be rolling to last known checkpoint, or ORP, depending on what phase we're in, and our enemy situation will be, we have our objective, the mortar team, at Objective Phantom, UF 1197-3184, and then we also have an enemy squad to the west controlling a village that is possible enemy reinforcements that we could see. So contingencies, enemy contact, we can conduct a team assault, squad assault, or break contact, and IDF, react to IDF. If we're targeted more than once, treat as a hard compromise and cancel the mission. So our methods of communications, primary is going to be your FM radio, alternate flares or chem lights, contingency, shout or nano, and emergency is going to be a runner. And our location of key leaders, our PL, PSG, and CO are all located at our patrol base. So now jumping into phase 3, our scheme of maneuver. So first up in our phase 3 will be isolate and setting the conditions. So first up in this phase is going to be conducting leaders recon, and for leaders recon, we will be including the squad leader, myself, Bravo team, our security team, our 1 AG, our Alpha team leader, and 1 rifleman. So when we leave our ORP, we'll be giving a GOTWA, going to Objective Phantom, others is just mentioned. Time 1.5 hours, what if no return, attempt to regain communication with the leader's recon, if no comms, conduct area recon. Actions on contact, you're gonna defend if you're not currently at the ORP, move back to the ORP and hold or break contact if needed. So after we give the GOTWA, we will leave from the ORP, and the first thing we will find is our release point. We will find and mark a release point that provides good access to each of our future locations. So after we're at the release point, we will go ahead and place our security, which is going to consist of our Bravo team. So we will split up Bravo team. 1 will go to this security position close to this avenue or road that is a possible avenue of approach for potential enemy reinforcements. And over on this side, I will have the 249 because we want the heavier gun because we are expecting enemy possible reinforcements. And then we will have our second security position over on this side. And then on this side, I will have the M320 because we're not expecting any or as much possible enemy reinforcements over here. And so I'll give guidance to each of the teams on their general location, but it will ultimately be up to them to find a place that works best for their security and intentions. So after security is in place, we will in place support by fire. So I'm planning on having support by fire in this general vicinity, so I will go with our AG, rifleman, and Alpha team leader. I will place the tripod and leave the rifleman and AG in this location. At the same time, we will be confirming our direct fire control measures and locating different TRPs. If any TRPs we see like we can't find or don't make sense in the situation, we can change them at this point. But we will place this tripod, confirm left and right limits for shifting and lifting fires, and so on. So that is our support by fire. And then finally, I will go with our Alpha team leader to identify our assault line, ID probable lines of deployment, left and right limits, individual assault lanes, and confirm the final location with the Alpha team leader. Finally, myself and the Alpha team leader will return to the ORP in order to gather the rest of the squad and finally occupy our support by fire positions and assault line and to prepare for actions on the objective. Next, we will move into phase 4, which is actions on, because now we are prepared to initiate on Objective Phantom, and then this phase will end once we reach our LOA at the end of the operation. So first, our weapons control status throughout this operation will be weapons hold to maintain movement without detection from any enemies. So we will initiate the attack with our support by fire. So we will have the support by fire initiate with the M240 between TRP1 and TRP2. And they will go cyclic for 10 seconds and then drop to sustain for 30 seconds. And everyone else involved in this operation will be rapid. So the M240 will engage targets hard to soft and in cover to open. Then the other weapons, your M4 and M249, will engage targets soft to hard, near to far, and in open to in cover. The support by fire will then repeat this engagement cycle at the discretion of the squad leader, myself, and our assault will engage targets as they appear, which is a weapons hold status. So once we have we'll have our assault element begin moving down this avenue of approach, and once they're moving down this DOA, and then once they reach PLF, we will, I will radio our support by fire to shift fire from between TRPs 1 and 2 to now between TRPs 2 and 3. And then our support by fire will shift fire and confirm the shift fire by radioing back to myself. Once this has occurred, our alpha team will continue moving down this DOA until they reach phase line G. At that time, I will radio to the support by fire, informing them to lift fire. Once this lift fire has been confirmed, our assault will continue on through the objective and all the way to our LOA, which is phase line X. And then once we reach phase line F, we will conduct EPW and aid in litter as needed. We might not have time for EPW just due to the quick nature of this operation. So our total actions on time will be no greater than 10 minutes. We will cross-load ammo as required and initiate our exfiltration movement. Right before exfiltration, I will direct the detonation of an incendiary grenade in order to completely destroy the mortar firing point, which is our objective. So once this has been initiated, we will begin phase 5, which is reconsolidation, which will end at reconsolidation at our ORP. So from the LOA, first we will use a red, white, and blue plan. We will have our assault retrograde off of the objective all the way back to the ORP. Our support by fire will trail the assault element back to our ORP, and security will withdraw on a radio call by myself or 2 minutes after the detonation of the incendiary grenade, and they will both also return to the ORP. So that concludes our schema maneuver for our operation. So now I will go into some coordinating instructions. First, we have PIRs, identification of enemy, defensive obstacles in AO Ronin, enemy troop or equipment movement of greater or equal to platoon size, identification of HQ-16s, and then answer 2, is the enemy aware of Cougar CO presence in AO Ronin. FFIRs, we have hard compromise, soft compromise, and loss of a key weapon system. Next, we have our EEFIs, which will be our operational products, ComSec, combo cards, and unit locations. Our MOC level is none. PCCs and PCIs focus are going to be our night equipment, our demolitions equipment, or our incendiary grenades, and our key weapon systems, and radios as well. Next, priority of rehearsals, we will have rehearse LDA crossings and squad level infiltrations. Next, priorities of work, we have weapons maintenance. And then next, moving on, we have a quick timeline. So right now we are here issuing the op order. And then next we'll have some rehearsals and weapons maintenance, BCCs, PCIs. We will step off at 14:30 August 30th. We will arrive at the ORP and then conduct leaders recon. And then after that, we plan to initiate on objective Phantom no later than 2150 on August 30th in order to finish by 2200 on August 30th. Next, we have our sustainment. So we are planning on including 2 field stripped MREs, 6 quarts of water, quiet snacks on personal kit during movement. For ammunition, we will have a full combat load and incendiary grenades, medical materials and supplies. Each will carry a full IFAC and an extra tourniquet due to our lack of Casevacs. So, and then as we already went over, we have our location of CCPs will either be our ORP or our last rolling closed checkpoint. And then next we have command and signal. So our pace plan will be as laid out earlier. Radio frequencies, we will have battalion fires, company net, company fires, platoon net, and then our first squad net is 211. Our challenge is going to be dovetail, password, mixer, running password, alouette, and that concludes my brief for the execution.